This is a pretty fun riff to play. We're venturing further there with that stacked drop D type of power chord I was talking about before. We're not using the 6th string this time. That's because we're going to alternate between it and the open E and A strings. So in the first bar there we've got the... So just take you through that. So you got 4th on the 9th on the B string. Then we've got the 8th fret, 3rd finger, and that's the G string. Then I'm going to bar the finger at the 6th on the D and the A string. Now when you play that, you might want to just be careful of the low 6th string, because if it rings out, it's going to sound a bit awkward. So what I do is I just have the 1st finger nudging underneath that as I'm fretting or barring there. That way I can play the 6th and it doesn't ring out. The tricky part is though, you've got to then get rid of that to play the open power chord. So it's... So this is quite a difficult sort of rhythm to do. We've got that stacked power chord, plus we've got the on-off technique happening as well. So I'm just going to play bars 1 and 2 there so you can hear that and see what's happening. Let's play that one more time. Now the trick to it is to leave the 3rd and 4th finger where they are. What I don't do is leave them pressing down, but I do release the pressure and leave them lightly resting on the G and the B string. And then when I have to go back to the chord, I simply press them back down and bar down for that. We're going to repeat pretty much the same idea in bar 3 as bar 1. In the 4th bar though, we're going to change things up, palm muting 2 on the open D power chord. And then that common theme we've been using. So that's a kind of hook, I guess. So let's listen to bars 1 to 4. Okay, so in the 4th bar there, what originally happened was I had the idea set down as that common theme we've been using a little bit in the previous ideas. But when it came time to play it, it was a bit awkward getting from the 5th fret back to this power chord. So I'll give you the option there to do that. But you're going to have to be quick and efficient about it. The way I've ended up transcribing it, and it actually sounds a little bit better in my opinion, is when I get to the second last chord in the bar, what I do is I strum it and I just pull off to the open low E and A strings. So we get... Now the advantage to that is, well, it sounds good, and the other thing is it gives us some time to reposition our hand and get over for that power chord for the next part. So again, I'll leave that option up to you. It is transcribed as pulling off from 3rd to open, but originally it was 3rd to 5th. As you can see there, it can be a bit hard to get over there, so both options are good. Just pick out which one you like best. Getting into the 5th bar, starting, well, this is the same as bar 1. And in the 6th bar there, we're going to do this, which you might recognize from one of the previous riffs, except we were doing it a little bit differently. Well, this time we're using the stacked power chord instead. And what I do at the end there is a little bit of vibrato, mainly with the 3rd and the 4th finger. Okay, so into the 7th bar, we're going to start, or basically do what we did in bar 1 and the 5th bar as well. Now this time, a similar theme to what we did in bar 4, only this time we're going to use an inverted power chord idea, starting on the 5th string. So it's kind of like the stack shape we used here, except we're going to take the fourth finger off because it's going to be a little bit awkward to do it otherwise. Pretty much the same rhythm as before. And the same frets or positions actually. So that's barring on the A and the D string. So it's like a double stop. And then we've got the octave of the inverted fifth there on the G string. In this case, 5th fret for the first one. And then just move that shape from position to position. So you get... Now we can end at the 5th position there because we're into a much easier part of the riff. There's one section at the end there which requires palm muting and a little bit of position changing. And you pretty much have to use your first finger for that part. But apart from that, we're just really strumming from chord to chord and letting that breathe. Followed by the palm muted part. And then repeating. Okay, so what I'm going to do to wrap things up for this riff is just play the whole thing at a slightly slower tempo, and then you can play along with that. 1, 2, 3, 4.